Hi, I'm Lucilla Ronai and welcome back to the Conservation Starter. I've just done a video about creating and consuming conservation content in social media, and now I want to talk to you about the best 5 social media channels to both create and consume conservation in social media. So I'm going to cover LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So stay tuned and let's dive right in. So I just want to say, disclaimer, I'm not an expert on this, but I have used all these and I really enjoy it, and I think I have some tips to share. This time I want to focus on LinkedIn. So I see LinkedIn as a fantastic channel because it is ultimately a professional network. So I mainly use it to keep in touch with people that I have met and to also communicate with them if necessary. I also use it as an alternative CV, and there's a few reasons why for that. It's built to do that. It is a bit restrictive in terms of the sections and how you put your content in there, and it's really good. It has really good search engine optimization. So if I type my name into Google, which I strongly recommend doing occasionally and checking what's out there about you, if I type in my name to Google, it's one of the first search results that pops up. And I think that's really important because it means if you have a LinkedIn profile that you've created, you are controlling the information out there about you. So there's lots of different sections that you can populate information, and you can do the full enchilada. I think I put a lot of information in there, and that's because my CV that I use when I'm applying for jobs is actually quite short and concise. It's only 2 pages, printing one front and back 1 page if they're printing it out. So I use this profile as a way to supplement it and give more information and link to other things. It lets you have links to other websites. So if you've written content elsewhere, you can link back to it. It also allows you to include images and media. There's a few ways you can personalize it other than just populating information. You can have a profile picture and a banner, which I strongly recommend. But also another tip is you can actually edit the URL. So LinkedIn will randomly generate one for you, and it will basically end in a random sequence of letters and numbers because there's a lot of users, and that's what the randomization system they have. So if you're on your profile page and you go to the right and click on Edit Public Profile and URL, it'll take you to a page, and in the top right, it will actually give you an option to edit your custom URL. So if you click on the little blue pencil, it'll then allow you to change the letters and numbers. You can choose to have your name there or maybe your business. Some of them might be taken already if your name isn't as weird as mine. I can guarantee there's no other Lucille Ronai in the world. But yeah, it says your custom URL must contain 3 to 100 letters or numbers. So please do not use spaces, symbols, or special characters. But yeah, I strongly recommend going and customizing that because it is just making it more shareable and more recognizable. So I actually include that URL on my business card and in my CV. I wouldn't say that I create content on LinkedIn. I just use it as an opportunity to share content that I've created elsewhere. For example, my videos and also blog posts, or if I've done an interview, I do share that content up there. And you know, for the most part, I'm connected with conservation colleagues, so I think it's really good to share that kind of content with them. Now, I do have to say that I went through a phase where I connected with everyone that I knew, whether it was in the conservation world or elsewhere. So then I found that my feed on LinkedIn was filled with not just conservation content, it was a lot of everything. And I didn't quite want that. So I strategically went through and actually curated my feed. So if you go to your feed and you want to customize what you're seeing, if you scroll down to a post by someone, there's 3 dots in the top right, and you can actually select to unfollow that person. That doesn't mean you're no longer connected with them. You still are. You both can see each other's full profiles and message each other, but you'll no longer see their posts popping up in your feed. It's not an insult, it's just you don't want to see that content. The only thing is also I use the LinkedIn free version, so there is ads, which I find a bit frustrating. So I often will look at the content there for a little bit, see an ad and stop. You can pay for the premium version, but I don't see any benefits in doing that, so I don't. There are groups on LinkedIn, and these groups, there's lots of different conservation ones you can be part of, so I've joined them, and some of them have a request system, so you do have to request to be part of that group. And there's quite a lot of membership, and they do share a lot of great resources and information. I have to be honest though, I've kind of stopped being active or consuming that. I know it's there and there's the resources, but I was just getting a bit overloaded, so I made the choice not to. So that's LinkedIn. You can use it as an alternative CV. It's got great search engine optimization. You can customize the content out there and link to other things. You can customize your URL. You can curate what you see on your feed. And there's also groups, conservation groups you can be a part of. So I think that's enough for LinkedIn. Thank you for joining me for another Conservation Starter video. There are so many more like this to come, so make sure you subscribe to never miss a video. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you soon.